How to prepare for Christian persecution or the apocalypse. We never thought we would write an article like this. However, Christians who have been following current events know that a persecution against Christians is coming. Some credible Christians think it will be the apocalypse in the book of Revelation. If so, it might be the worst persecution in history. We just don't know. Here's how to prepare. Spiritual preparation, the most important prep. Let's try to do the following. 1. Get our spiritual lives in order now. Surrender to Jesus. If our faith is superficial, it might not withstand the coming totalitarianism. Let's be meek, austere, humble, and determined. 2. Attend Mass as frequently as possible. It may not be available soon. 3. Confession at least once a month. 4. Reconcile with people we've hurt, make amends, pay back debts, etc. 5. Family rosary daily. 6. Read the Bible daily. There is a plenary indulgence for 15 minutes a day. Own a hard copy. We'll need it when the internet is censored. 7. Catechism of the Catholic Church and own a hard copy. 8. Write in a journal regularly. 9. Eucharistic adoration. Once a week in person or search Eucharistic adoration on YouTube. 10. Get free of addictions to porn, masturbation, gambling, drinking, drugs, excessive materialism, sex outside of marriage, and contraception. 11. Consider making a family mission statement. 12. Avoid excessive traditionalism. All of the councils of the Church were good, including Vatican II. All the magisterial documents are valid, regardless of your personal feelings of any pope. 13. Tithe and donate to charity, even when we're concerned about financial matters. 14. Consecrate our families to Jesus through Mary and Joseph. 15. Be not afraid. Nothing can happen to us outside of God's active or permissive will. He loves us and will give us the grace to do His will and remain faithful, even if it means martyrdom. 16. Practice the 20 characteristics of the faithful Catholic. Circumstantial preparation. Have a bug-out bag, a knapsack ready to go with everything you need to survive 72 hours. If your circumstances will allow it, consider moving away from densely populated regions to small towns or out to the country. If you can't move out of the city, have a plan to be able to get out of the city with friends at a cottage or some other plan. This may not be as easy as you think if mayhem strikes and the roads are jammed, or if social order has broken down. It may take a couple of days of traveling back alleys to get out of town by foot or on bike. Some faithful Christians might be called to stay in the cities to minister to the suffering or to be the light in the darkness. If that is you, don't be afraid. God will be with you. Reconsider the use of smartphones and smart speakers. They listen to you. The laity will need to build an underground network, as the visible church is assumed or suppressed by the state. Build strong families and communities now, if possible. The Bible and the Catechism will be our guides when we lose contact with other groups of Catholic. Try to have at least 3 months' food and water where you are planning to stay. Get tools and provisions you need. Develop practical skills like woodwork, metalwork, welding, carpentry, building, ham radio, solar electricity, farming, gardening, sewing, fixing cars and bikes and small motors, raising animals, hunting, trapping, identifying plants to eat, first aid, and medicine. Dust off skills that you have previously had, or develop practical skills that might be good based on your personality and current knowledge. There may be shortages of gas, oil, propane, internet, and electricity. Have a plan for living without these things. Let's try to get healthy, start exercising, eat good food, lose weight, and get as strong and healthy as possible. It's worth the investment. We need to be as fit as possible. Think of it as boot camp for the persecution. Start to convert cash and investments into tangible assets that can be used or traded in a social breakdown situation or in a refuge. Some Christians are moving some money into cryptocurrency such as Bitcoin or Ethereum for diversity. If so, use a hardware wallet. Buy external hard drives to store your important information and anything on the internet you want. The internet might go down for a while or be heavily censored. Print out all bank information, deeds, titles, and important documentation, and store them in a safe, watertight place. Continue to be a responsible employee while prepping, not like the South Korean Christians in 1997 who quit jobs and went up a mountain for the end of the world. We know that is not the hour. What to do once the persecution hits. Don't be completely closed to the outside world once totalitarianism hits. Build bridges with those who are resisting totalitarianism from other perspectives. This includes other denominations, other religions, and even atheists. Sometimes it's an opportunity to evangelize, by example, when they have questions. It can be risky to network with other dissidents whose beliefs don't match yours, but it's better than isolation. It may become a snitch society. Catholics who follow the regime might snitch on non-compliant Catholics. Behind the Iron Curtain, a communist seminarian snitched on Catholic dissidents. Be ready to suffer. It's a refining fire in suffering, and it can be very valuable if we do not become bitter. If you are not ready to be tortured or executed for the faith, you may not keep your faith. It has to be the most important thing. The persecution might be white or red, but it will be very dangerous for your soul to yield to it. Lots of the dissidents broke under the KGB. The leaders of the resistance were tolerant of them because they knew how hard it was. They said, "You'll do better next time," and that's why information about the underground church is given on the need-to-know basis. Silence will not save us. Ketman is a Middle East expression for someone who acts Muslim but is inwardly Christian. Ketman corrupts your character. Professional Ketman, where we work and keep our mouths shut. Metaphysical Ketman, convincing yourself to live this way, that you can be a loyal opponent while working within the system. And a social Ketman, convince themselves that they can live honestly within woke systems by outwardly conforming and learning how to adapt their convictions to the new order. Be prudent and be fearless. Or find people who are fearless and follow them. Rules for living in truth under totalitarianism. Solzhenitsyn writes that a man who refuses to live by lies will not stay right, affirm, or distribute anything that distorts the truth, will not go to the demonstration or participation in a collective action unless he truly believes in the cause, will not take part in a meeting in which the discussion is forced and no one can speak the truth, will not vote for a candidate or proposal he considers to be dubious or unworthy, will walk out of an event as soon as he hears the speaker utter a lie, ideological drivel, or shameless propaganda, will not support journalism that distorts or hides the underlying facts.